Well, whether or not our guest is verified, you will find out shortly. Our guest is a trained broadcaster, life coach, NLP practitioner, traditional MC and compare, among other things. Please welcome Fisayo Alabi. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Good morning,
Even this smile safe.
She's so tickled. I'm wondering why.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Mom. Thank you for having me.
You're welcome.
I am very well. Thank you. I'm so delighted to be here.
Okay, I've heard of Masters of Ceremony. I've heard of compares. Which one is traditional MC again?
Okay, so compare, MC, host. They are both in the family of hosting an event. So traditional MC, now we are getting indigenous.
Okay.
That's indigenous host that has to do with our language. So now you are hosting, but more of a specific, well, more of in a specific language.
So in other words, your Yoruba is conk.
You want to sample.
It's conk.
So more, so because you're going to permit me this morning on this show, so we are going indigenous, and then you're asking me indigenous question, and then what we talk about. So there is need. Yes. There's some words in Yoruba language. To go see. Oh my did I just?
There's no equivalent in English.
There's no equivalent in English language. So it's just in Yoruba language. And that's, for instance, Orangudogon.
Huh?
What?
Yes. Orangudogon. Orangudogon. Akpadi. Iledi.
Iledi.
What is that? Sorry.
Agbari Ojuku.
Àwọn àgbàlagbà ojú kò bọ̀ yẹn really ṣe kí ni yọ Yorùbá ní lọ́sọ̀bọ̀ ọkàn fi ṣe àkàwé nǹkan tí nǹkan yẹn jọ ni ṣe ti yẹn gbágbárí ẹ̀ẹ́dẹ́ iná pé ní o ẹ wá níbi sáà lọ́wọ́ rẹ̀ jùlọ so ó wà deeper eléyìí tí àtọ́jú gbọ́dọ̀ fẹ́ pa MC compare and then we are beginning now into Yoruba language, indigenous.
What? There are those who are wondering, where did it come from? I mean, it's peculiar, right?
Yes.
And then, for instance, the question Alera asked you earlier was, which one is Alagadru, which one is Alagajoko? If you go for any event, for God's sake, it's one MC. Pata, the co-MC.
Any formal event, formal English event, not Yoruba Dunasha, not Yoruba. It's the main thing. What in Yoruba, what in Tasha, especially in particular. So it's going to be totality of the Yoruba
Ijoko
content
and Iduro,
Yoruba act. Even in wedding wise, we have the richest wedding celebration. Please permit me. Yoruba has it. So that's where. So it was normally it was just like, okay, I feel love, I'm so sorry. I'm gonna be speaking of your language here today. You know, like the way they used to do it in the past, like in the villages, I mean those ancient times, and then they go with the bride at night. We'll carry with our friends, we'll go with her, they'll carry things. So when on getting there, someone needs to say something apart from when
the Alaga goes with them again when they take the wife away.
That was when no. When they take the wife to how it started.
To the husband.
So initially, gone at those days, it used to be, she'll go with her friends, and they'll go from one or two of members of the family, maybe a junior sibling in the family. But over time, apart from the parents must have met somehow before the main day. The parents of the
an informal kind of introduction.
Yes. So now the formal one, someone must say something, and then along the line, so someone that comes up to say, okay, we are from and then so person's family. It's just an instance. Okay. I'm just trying to give an example. Okay, okay. Oh Lord.
No, can the Alaga Iduro also act for the other side as the Ijoko?
If they don't make their preparations, or they don't get someone for them, so they can do to. So you also you introduce the family. Do you understand? So you introduce the family, and at the same time you speak for them. So it's not left to the Alaga. Whoever is speaking for the family, don't forget the purpose, the function of the Alaga is to help communicate. That, okay, we have an intentions towards your daughter. Okay, going to the male family, we have an intention towards marrying your daughter, or find the flower in your family. And then, do you understand? So we want to marry her. Yeah, the whole flowers. Yes. And then, so they are yes, I would like, thank you, ma. So they help them communicate their intentions. And then they'll help them hype their family. Oh, we have so place in Ijebu. We want to come to Obomo Show to marry this beautiful, Then you help them karamo it, Karamo. Like just them, yes. Like they have to project the family. Like the Alaga supposed to help them project the family, hype them, help them hype their daughter, hype that. So do you understand the way you want someone to feel good with yourselves so they can let you have their daughter? You know what? It's a kind of an act of seduction. Like in the act of seduction, Alaga ma, karamoma, just communicate things.
And I also noticed that, we're talking about this now, and it's one of those. Okay, let me ask you straight away before I go to that question. Is it an art or is just culture?
Okay, so it's culture.
Okay.
At the start, and it is still culture.
But it's become an art.
Yes, but there is an act to it.
Because not everybody can be an Alaga.
So there is an act to it. You know where you're using your appearance to make people feel good? People want to see beautiful things. People want to look at beautiful things. From the Alaga herself, from the way the Alaga projects itself, and how the Alaga makes the groom's family accept the groom's family, to make them like, oh, your daughter is married. It's an act of making people feel good with yourself. It's an act of the Alaga using herself or himself, because men do it now too.
Really?
Oh yes. It's an act of making people feel good with yourself, and then you spice up the event. Like now you see the Alaga dancing at the event, like some 2-3 minutes, and the drummers, the families. Some people want to come and say their orikis, and then of course most of the Alagas we know about people's oriki, oriki from so place. So just hype people and make them feel good with yourself, and then have a beautiful event.
Now tell me, in introducing you, he said you were a broadcaster before. How did you get into this other business?
Okay, now this is it. I think it's something that, as a child, I had always like those years when I come for Tokorunko, used to host a birthday parties every month at NTH Channel 7. So my father was a photographer in his life. I'm going to rest his soul. So I usually go there for my birthday. So I love screen. Yeah. So after which I was on, I used to host an urban musical show on screen. My father made me read a lot of newspapers, Guardian, Vanguard, Concord. Like, my father made me read the whole lot because that I love TV. And I didn't understand that it's still the same media, it's still the same media, so he made me do that. So and I don't think I'm an entertainer. I was not a broadcaster. I am still a broadcaster. I'm trained. I went to National Broadcasting Academy. I'm trained. So it's still an act of entertainment, hosting event. So this is more of screen, TV. So being an Alaga is hosting live. So it is we're still doing the same thing. So like the way you look nicely, you look beautiful.
Did you study Yoruba in school?
Okay, no. No, Koyoba. But my father, he has a very big Yoruba Bible, and he has a Yoruba and English Bible. So when he has a lot of sweets going on, and some kind of meat in the plate, and then you read Bible in Yoruba and then you read it in English. So everybody understands. You understand the Yoruba and then it's your English, my ear. So I'm more. But just somehow I just understood, I just found out that I understand things better in Yoruba language. Mama, I find it too much before me, but I understand Yoruba language more.
Because I've attended these events and I speak Yoruba.
Yes, ma'am.
And I think I speak Yoruba very well. But when these Alagas speak, sometimes I have to think to be able to follow their drift. Because, should I say, their language becomes very picturesque.
Yes.
So it's not just normal
Day-to-day English, Yoruba
day-to-day Yoruba
grammar.
that they're speaking.
So
How did you learn all that?
So like you rightly said, it's not as if Yoruba man deep go bang. No. So now this is it. To be what's it called? Alaga at the nature of whatever it is you do now, you must be in trend. You can see what they do with all those songs now. You know, like for instance, Kila she Jola Fayo language song, and then they will now sing it to the bride's family that Kila wa she Shade la wa Fenibi. You know, like do you understand? That was not. You know, and
So
then
you literally become composers.
Yeah, they literally become composers. So because they want the groom to dance, and maybe the bride to so yeah, Coco below, Coco, and then you see them komole, and then you just it's just drama. You just make it very dramatic. They'll just give a very dramatic event such that you'll never forget.
I've also we don't have enough time, but we're going to milk this out as much as we can. There's also something that, an English lecturer, I was in a class last weekend, and this English white lecturer was teaching and picked up 2 articles about Nigerian weddings.
Oh dear.
Guess what? It was Yoruba wedding.
Of course.
Of course.
She couldn't care less.
Any other one is
it was Nigerian.
Yes.
I said that to ask how much that has gone into other cultures in Nigeria, because there is Igbo now marrying Yoruba, Hausa marrying Yoruba,
Western,
and all those
white
things. How do all those go? I mean, when that kind of wedding involves a Yoruba person, all these alagas and all are invited. How does that work? How do the cultures intermingle?
Okay, now to start with, like I said, Yoruba do lasha, like Yoruba do lede. So I'm sure you understand that. I'm still too. So when you see something good, you admit that it is good, and most of the time, consciously or unconsciously, you don't want to do next is to be a part of it. And other cultures just want to be a part of it. And the wedding part, you cannot afford not to be a part of it. So whether you want to come and marry Yoruba or you want to host your own ceremonies to look like that.
Really?
Yes. So now you have Igbos to doing Ashwebi now.
Really?
Yes, a whole lot. In fact, Akara Ashwebi and Ashoke now. Yoruba Ashoke, Igbo party, Igbo People's Party. So now it's something beautiful. It's always a beautiful event, beautiful atmosphere.
I think we're going to begin to have American Ashwebi as well now.
Of course, when the Queen died, when she passed,
yes, we saw
the Ankara Ashwebi. So there was.
Yes.
Oh yes.
We saw that.
Oh yes.
I didn't.
Oh, you missed it. Oh, I think 100%. Oh, it did. There was Ashwebi.
There was Ashwebi.
There was Ankara, and it was Ankara specifically, ma'am. It was Ankara specifically.
It was Ankara?
So it's something beautiful. It's always a very, very beautiful, dramatic, loving.
Breed.
Okay, I'll ask you this last one because we have to go. I'm asking this because it is something that a number of people know you for. She goes on Instagram, I think.
Social media. I'm on like 6-7 social media platforms.
Only obey music. When did that start? That must be your dad's favorite artist.
I honestly can't say it is because my late father, he listened to Ebenezer Obey, King Sunny Ade, Fonyomo, Ike Dairo, Barrister, Bengadiboye, quite a whole lot. Kayode Fashola, Tunde Nightingale, you're like Tunde Nightingale. He was one of always tracks. So I want to believe, I didn't understand then that he was a fan. But it wasn't just Ebenezer Obey songs. I know several other ones. Okay. So I guess it was just the one that gained, I know that people shared more that went viral out there on social media.
We have to let you go because stay here for. Of course, you can catch Fisayo on Instagram, right?
Yes, at Fisayo.
At Fisayo, yeah. Whatever that is. Well, thank you so much for your
time.
Thank
you, sir. Thank you, ma'am, for having me.
Thank you for coming.
And letting people know that there is more to. Alaga Idru and Alaga Ijoko. There is more entertainment in it than the facts of the case. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
I told you.
And that's us for today, the 1st of April, All Fools' Day. We'll be with you again next weekend, he being our strength. I wish you all the best until then. My name is Alero Edu.
I'm Ayo Makinde. May your April be full of life and all that's good. Bye for now.